Now, some of you guys might not know who Kris Humphries is, but he is actually Kim Kardashian's first ex-husband. They were only married for 72 days, but after their rocky romance, his life started to fall apart. Before marrying Kim Kardashian, Kris Humphries had a solid career as a professional basketball player in the NBA. He actually had a really solid career. He played on several different teams, he was competitive, and he had some major career highlights, so he did well at basketball. Even though Kris was a great basketball player, he could not outshine the Kardashians, especially Kim. His career was significantly overshadowed during his relationship and marriage to Kim. The two were introduced in 2010 by a mutual friend. They began dating in October of that year, and by August 2011, they tied the knot in a huge E-special, which was titled Kim's Fairy Tale Wedding. For a marriage that only lasts 72 days, it's pretty shocking to see how willing they were to throw millions at this event. Here's a clip from that E-special.
There's all sorts of tension between Kim and I. If we're fighting like this the day of the wedding, she will not be able to find me. I might just stay.
Okay, stay with your friends. Kris and I are just like kind of snapping at each other. The wedding is like a few days away. We just have to get through this.
But 72 days after they said I do, Kim filed for divorce on Halloween 2011. Of course, the media ate up this divorce because they weren't married long, and a lot of people speculated that they did this for publicity, that it wasn't for true love, it was for a big E Hollywood special. After the divorce, Kris Humphries' reputation began to tarnish. People no longer recognized him as a renowned basketball player, but instead as the villain who married Kim Kardashian just for 72 days and a bunch of clout. The family was really good at switching this entire situation and making themselves look better. I mean, the show also made him look like a big bully. They would include scenes where Kris was extremely rude to Kim. He became known as this evil husband that Kim Kardashian escaped, opposed to an accomplished basketball player.
Can we get some champagne out here?
I'm drinking it for us all, honey.
This isn't about you, Chloe, so zip it up. Lock it up.
What you're gonna learn really fast in this family is the men have no say-so whatsoever.
You're absolutely wrong. I will burn this place to the ground.
I like how Chloe is already setting the stage for this curse that all the men around are going to bow down to them.
Oh, I can't even handle Chloe anymore.
I feel like you guys hate each other.
She's just,
What, you can't take a little heat?
Don't let her in if it's Chloe.
Stop.
Can I ask you a question on camera? Do you think you're invited to our wedding?
I'm in your wedding.
I eat pieces of like you guys for breakfast.
I think we could all admit that Kris isn't really doing well here. I mean, even if it is a bad edit, he seems like an asshole. When fans began booing him at games, he was even more crushed. He wrote, "I remember having this moment when I was getting booed so hard in Philly, and I thought to myself, why exactly are they booing me? Is it just because I'm that guy from TV? Do they think I was trying to be famous? Is it because they think I disrespected the game of basketball?" That last one killed me because all I ever wanted to be known for was basketball. Side note, but I actually remember going to a basketball game in DC and Tristan Thompson was playing and people were booing him and yelling Chloe's name. So I actually know firsthand like what he is describing here. Now that was an intense boo. I mean, the entire crowd erupted as soon as his name was said. Kris Humphries recalls going into a dark place after their marriage fell apart. Quote, "It's never easy to go through the embarrassment of something like that with your friends, with your family, but when it plays out so publicly in front of the world, it's a whole other level. It was brutal." Even though they were only together for 72 days, their divorce played out for a while. It actually took about 2 years for them to finalize their divorce, with Kim revealing that Kris was suing her for claiming that she used the marriage for publicity. And I actually do believe that Kris genuinely felt like Kim had used him as a storyline. And they weren't divorced until Kim was pretty much pregnant with Kanye's first baby and ready to marry him. Kris actually sought out annulling their marriage, claiming it was an elaborate plan to stage this narrative for a reality show to make him look bad and to give her a storyline. Kim denies those allegations and insisted on a traditional divorce, and apparently apparently she won. Not surprised because she has so much power with the money, the lawyers, and intimidation and just publicity. Now, Andy Cohen actually asked Kim Kardashian about Kris Humphries.
Was so nervous to break up with someone. I handled it totally the wrong way. I just didn't know how to deal.
He asked her if she believed that she owes him an apology, to which she responded,
Absolutely. So I tried calling him for months. I mean,
it is unknown whether Kris Humphries ever spoke to Kim and accepted her apology, but it seems like everyone has moved on.
And I said, listen, if you really don't want to do this, I don't think you should do it. I think this could be a really bad idea.
No, what
and
you
if
said
you want
to
to
me
get
is,
out of it,
go. I'm going to put you in a car. No one will find you.
Right.
Just leave. And I'll handle
take care of it.
It's wild to me that Kim knew that she shouldn't marry him, and she still did in that moment. I mean, even Kris Jenner was aware that it wasn't the right move, but they did it, and yeah, now Kris Humphries has to live with it. Though he is now a retired basketball star, and he hopes to be remembered for his craft opposed to his curse with the Kardashians, but he says he doesn't want pity at all. But I hope that true fans of basketball remember me as a grinder, a guy who transformed into a rebounder, and a guy who's always tried to put the game in the best light. Unfortunately, in my opinion, I feel like Kris Humphries will always be known as Kim Kardashian's ex-husband, but it seems like he's got it better off than Kanye West. So while we're talking about Kim, let's move on to Kanye. The most famous man to allegedly fall victim to the Kardashian curse, as they put it, is Kanye West. The rapper is no stranger to controversy even before he married Kim, but recently he has been deemed unstable due to his many heated rants. We've talked about Kanye West extensively on this channel, and I don't think there's any denying that he's got some major mental health issues. But before marrying Kim in 2014, Kanye had established himself as a successful and influential figure in the music industry. He began his career back in 2004 by releasing his debut album, College Dropout. His success continued with other albums like Late Registration, Graduation, and 808s and Heartbreak. Kanye's done it all. He's won Grammys, he's partnered with brands, he's been incredibly successful until his marriage with Kim. And Kim has even made light of his crisis on SNL when she was featured as a host.
Married the best rapper of all time. Not only that, he's the richest black man in America, a talented, legit genius who gave me 4 incredible kids. So when I divorced him, you have to know it came down to just one thing: his personality.
This report writes that Kim Kardashian's ex Kanye was hospitalized in 2016 for his own safety after sleep deprivation and dehydration. In 2020, Kim and her mother Kris reportedly tried to get Kanye to a doctor after he was suffering with bipolar disorder and trying to run for president. We actually have a 911 call of them trying to get Kanye to a doctor, and here's a clip of that.
Yeah, I'm actually one of his doctors. I'm just calling for my cell phone. A request if we can have some police backup, because I don't think the paramedics,
Are you there now with them? So, let me connect this with the police.
If you can bring both, yeah, 'cause I think he definitely is going to need to be hospitalized. So I wouldn't just do the police by itself. I think he needs to.
Okay, what is the medical condition he's having, sir?
And you're his doctor or therapist? Yeah, correct, doctor.
Now that was Hayden Pasternak, actually the guy who has been known as a celebrity handler. We talked about him before on my channel, and he was the one with Kanye and trying to get him committed. But there are metrics where we can tell that Kim's marriage to Kanye did not help his career. Kanye's relationship with Kim reportedly overshadowed his music career. An industry source claimed that his personal life was overpowering his music, with people more focused on whether Kim would be present at his performances rather than the music itself. We also saw a lack in ticket sales. Kanye's concert ticket sales reportedly suffered, with shows not close to being sold out. And of course, public perception was rough. At a benefit concert, it was reported that half the audience got up to go to the bathroom during Kanye's performance, suggesting a decline in his popularity. And while it does seem like Kanye's career goes in waves, I must admit that it is really like wavy. I mean, I've gone to his Donda show before. I also went to his Rolling Loud performance, and the Rolling Loud was actually terrible. And I'm like, I enjoy his music, but he didn't even like turn on the mic. It was like a listening party. Very bizarre. He's also had a lot of public feuds. His friendship and work partnership with Jay-Z reportedly deteriorated, with both Jay-Z and Beyonce allegedly refusing to work with anyone associated with Kanye. Now, his marriage to Kim ended in 2022. That same year, Kanye faced significant public backlash for making anti-Semitic statements, resulting in a loss of major sponsorships like Adidas. And while I do believe that Kanye is responsible for his own actions, I must admit that there are some things that are situational, and being a part of the Kardashian family must be intense.
Like, I grew up with Kanye. We kind of grew up in Chicago together. I love him, but I kind of think the Kardashian curse has gotten to him. And what's the Kardashian curse for people who don't know? They just drive people insane or something. Like, I don't know. Like, I pray for him all the time, but some of the things he's saying aren't right. And I can just pray for him and hope that he snaps out of what he's in. He's a genius, though. Yeah. Kanye is a genius, and his music will always be great.
Because of his tangents and his really nasty statements, he has found himself in big trouble and with big losses, like $1.6 billion worth. And I really think that ever since his divorce with Kim, I mean, the public has completely looked at him differently. He's no longer someone who is kind of respected. I mean, we're looking at him as a train wreck. It's safe to say that Kanye is now known for his unpredictable rants instead of his positive accomplishments and impact on music and fashion. I feel like anytime I see Kanye do a new interview, there's something perverse that he says in it that trends, and nobody's really listening to anything else he has to say because his random comments are just so gross.
I was drugged the out, bro. I was drugged out. Everyone listen to this, please. 2 days before I was in the hospital, I was on opioids. I was addicted to opioids. Do you feel that I'm feeling, do you feel that I'm being free and I'm thinking free? I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all. I got liposuction because I didn't want y'all to call me fat like y'all called Rob at the wedding and made him fly home before me and Kim got married. You hear about slavery for 400 years? For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
I will never recover from that TMZ rant. I mean, that must have been so intense to be in that room and to have him yelling about his lipo, about slavery, about a lot. But I want to move on from Kim because I think it's time we talk a little bit about Khloe and what happened with Lamar Odom. Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.